Hello to all traders and welcome back to another market review brought to you by Orbex. So where can we begin apart from Donald Trump's trade war, which he started just a few weeks ago, but really started to take momentum in the back end of last week, where we saw quite a big drop in not only stocks but indices as well. We'll be looking at the Dow and the S&P today because the Dow lost 1,500 points in its first back-to-back session ever, which is quite remarkable. And we're looking at a sell-off that hasn't really happened since the start of the pandemic in 2020. And I just want to bring your focus to this particular area here, because this is when the pandemic began and we saw such a massive drop-off in everything. But on the Dow, we're just seeing that the same thing is happening at the moment. We have had corrections and dips previously, but nothing like what we saw during that period and actually now. So the fact that the S&P has dropped over 6% as well, we're really starting to trying to see where the recovery can begin, or will there be more of a sell-off. Let's bring you into the here and now, and the weekend gap has seen more pressure placed on the Dow, and you can see the RSI in really oversold territory. So that means there could be a slight bounce in price action, but it could mean that there is still a long way to go for more of a sell-off as well. Let's bring it intraday though, because at the moment, as I said, we're just seeing where we can see some kind of light at the end of the tunnel. But Trump did say he doesn't want stocks to go down, but that we sometimes have to take our medicine, meaning that there could be quite a bit more room to falter as well. So, you know, we're trading just below 37,000 at the moment. We did touch the mid area of 36,000. So that does happen again. Expect a test possibly for another 500 point drop at least to start moving towards the 35,000 area. And let's bring it down on the 1 hour chart. As I said, the market opened recently, and as we've seen on the weekend gap, trading has not really been too prolific, just really real hesitancy. All we're seeing now is the real oversold stochastics, RSI, MACDs really plunging lower, and it's not really any different on the S&P as well. Let's just bring it onto the 4 hour chart so we just see what we're dealing with here. And like I said, it's the same kind of picture as the Dow, meaning that we haven't had this kind of sell-off since the days of the pandemic, and even in 2008 where we saw the global market crash. So is this going to happen again? Because the European stocks have opened lower as well. So we are waiting for Europe to have retaliatory tariffs back to the US. If they're going to be 10%, 30%, whatever it's going to be, is it going to be reciprocal? We'll have to wait and see. But all eyes will be on Wednesday's FOMC minutes as well to see if there's going to be any move from the Fed, if they're going to have a rate hike or keep rates as they are. But let's just focus on the S&P just intraday quickly. And like I said, vast sell-off, gaps after gap, massive gap on Tuesday and Wednesday session, and now we're seeing a gap on Friday, which could actually start moving towards the 5,000 level. So we're just trading above that. So naturally the 5,000 level is the psychological possible hold that we can see if there's going to be any kind of fight back for indices. But this fight back will happen if the new president, Donald Trump, does actually turn things around and says, hold on a minute, maybe the tariffs are a little bit over the top. We can negotiate, and in that sense can start moving things a bit higher. But until that happens, expect more of a sell-off. We're just expecting the worst as well if there's going to be any more of a move downwards. But as usual, we'll bring you all the latest in the technicals and fundamentals on our YouTube and Telegram channel. So trade responsibly. Let's see where the market takes us. And as usual, we'll bring you all the latest in the big moves. So until next time, have a great trading day ahead, and bye for now.